Today we are going from the Caribbean coast of Dominican Republic to the Atlantic coast.
So we are taking a taxi to the bus station.
From the bus station, we will take the bus to go to Puerto Plata on Atlantic coast.
We are in Puerto Plata.
Hola, namaste.
This is Pubali.
This is Sindranil and we are Paradise Catchers.
We are an Indian couple living in Costa Rica and we bring to you stories about traveling and digital nomad life in Latin America.
We took the bus ride from Santo Domingo from the Caribe Tours bus station, a common way to reach Puerto Plata. Ready to take off in the bus. We have reached Puerto Plata, now waiting for our host to arrive at the bus station of Caribe Tours.
Hello, this is Rosalba, our Couchsurfing host. We are in Puerto Plata. This is our first experience with Couchsurfing. Rosalba has been very nice. We are staying with her, and also today we are going to explore the downtown of Puerto Plata, see some amazing attractions. Of course, with Rosalba, because she knows her city the best. We are excited to learn more about Puerto Plata from Rosalba.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is the second city we are in after Santo Domingo. It's more calm and quiet. There is church on one side and there are beautiful buildings all around. So we'll take a walk and see some of these buildings. The 14th century church was destroyed in a fire in 19th century but reconstructed and completed in 1956. This is the Parque Independencia in the center of Puerto Plata. It had been destroyed and rebuilt in the 19th century, which is why there are many Victorian architecture, including the gazebo in the middle of the plaza, and surrounded by several restaurants, bars, and history of culture with similar architecture.
Come, let's check out the view from the upper deck of this beautiful Victorian style gazebo. From here, we can see the surroundings, the colorful buildings. Some are restaurants, cafes, and even cute little ice cream shops.
At Parque Independencia, remember to check out the statues of General Gregorio Luperon and Juan Pablo Duarte, who were the leaders of the country's wars of independence against Spain and Haiti respectively. It's a coincidence that after watching Barbie a couple of weeks back, we are at the Pink Street of Puerto Plata, or the Paseo de Doña Blanca.
This street of Doña Blanca is dedicated to Mrs. Bianca Franceschini, who is supposed to be the pioneer of tourism in Dominican Republic starting in Puerto Plata.
The umbrella street is a narrow street with beautiful umbrellas decorating the street, as the name suggests. And it's a nice spot for taking photos, but it's very popular among tourists, so you may have to wait for your turn to get a nice photo. After visiting Paseo de Doña Blanca and the Umbrella Street, we went to a museum. It's called the Amber Museum. It was interesting. It's a very small museum, but amber is one of the distinct minerals that is mined here in Dominican Republic. But the interesting part was there were some displays of amber which had insects stuck inside, the insects and lizards stuck inside the amber from millions of years ago, kind of fossils. So it was very interesting.
Hi Tom, you were explaining us about this amber which has a lizard inside it and it's millions of years old. Can you please explain us how it got there?
Basically, amber is nothing else than tree sap, resin from the tree. So when the tree trunk is hurt, it drops out sap. And on its way from the trunk to the ground, everything was on its way get glued onto the sap and then covered up by more sap. They were basically buried alive.
Wow.
And then the soil was building up on top of this in the 30 to 60 million years, harden it, fossilize it, and petrify it, what we call today. This lizard is about 45 million years.
Wow. Thank you for explaining.
You're welcome.
To here, and if people are interested, they can also later buy stones or like jewelry of amber and clary. But those were, it was interesting to hear the stories of amber. When we were near the umbrella street, someone invited us to a chocolate tour. It's kind of it doesn't talk about how to make chocolates, but it lets you sample some hot chocolate and some cacao and some wine made of cacao and maracuja. So if any of you are, if the visitors are interested, they can also buy those products. So we felt it's kind of a pre-sale sampling tour, but it was nice. We had some hot chocolate and cacao and maracuja wine, which I like the best. The town of Puerto Plata is next to the ocean. However, it's on the opposite direction of Santo Domingo. Santo Domingo is along the Caribbean coast in the southern part of the country, and Puerto Plata is along the Atlantic coast in the northern part of Dominican Republic. The sun sets really late here. It's almost 6:30 now, but still so much sun because the sun sets around 7:30 p.m. We are just taking a stroll along the Malecon with the view of the Atlantic along the way. There are some beaches and some restaurants where you can grab a drink with ocean views for company. We are visiting a fort. It's called La Fortaleza de San Felipe. This fort was built by the Spanish on the Atlantic coast of Dominican Republic in the late 16th century. The entrance ticket here, which is about $4, includes an audio guide, which is helpful for knowing the history of the place. And because of the location of this fort, from the fort you can get beautiful views of the Atlantic. And when we are visiting, there's a big cruise ship docked here, so it looks quite grand. And that's
The Atlantic Ocean.
That's the Atlantic from the little window.
Beautiful colors.
Beautiful colors.
When Christopher Columbus was arriving on ship to the Atlantic coast of Dominican Republic, he saw this mountain covered with fog and cloud-like structure which looked like silver to him. That is why he named this place as the Silver Port, which in Spanish is Puerto Plata. This fortress was built by the Spanish in the 16th century to protect the north coast of Dominican Republic from pirates and other invaders. Today, this is a museum where you can see secret chambers and weapons and cannons from ages ago. Listening to the audio guide, we took our time understanding the history of this fortress, but we also enjoyed the sweeping views of the ocean from this fortress.
Now we are in a guagua going towards Teleferico. This Teleferico is interesting because Dominican Republic is the only country in the Caribbean to have a Teleferico or a ropeway
Cable car.
or a cable car. So we took a guagua from near our Airbnb, and this is our first guagua ride. But it is shared at this point. We are just two of us in it, but it is normally shared, and there can be other people as well. So it's cheaper than the taxi or Uber.
So after getting down from the guagua, we had to walk a bit uphill, about 500-600 meters, and now we are at the gate of the Teleferico. We'll purchase the tickets and then take the cable car up to that mountain. It's still very humid. It's humid. It is humid, but today it's not very sunny. It's cloudy, so we don't know if we will get a good view of the Puerto Plata from the Teleferico. Fingers crossed. For foreigners, for the ticket, you have to pay 550 pesos per person, and you get a green band. Yes.
That's where we will go, and this is the cable car.
As we started our cable car ride to the top of the mountain, clouds started rolling in. Still, the views were amazing. We got to see dense vegetation, forests down below.
This is where we came from. Nothing is visible in a matter of few minutes. The cable car was built in 1972. I think it started its functions in 1975, and from that time it's amazing that for over 50 years now it is running. And when we were gaining the altitude, it's around 800 meters in a very short amount of time, but it was very stable. We are here on a cloudy day. You can see that we are standing above the clouds.
Still looks so beautiful. And when we were gaining altitude, you felt a bit dizzy because,
Yes,
as you said,
800 meters in a matter of few minutes. So definitely
now.
it's starting to rain now.
hair got wet in the rain.
But it's amazing, and the flora and fauna around, it's already looking beautiful.
The mountain that we came up to by the cable car, it's called Isabel de Torres Hill. And this dome where the replica of Christ the Redeemer is, interestingly, it is not a natural hill. It used to be it was built as a fortress on purpose. However, it was never really used as a fortress.
The hike is beautiful. So this is a cloud forest, and we are walking on the trail. This is a cloud forest trail, and all the way you can see the Atlantic Ocean and the Puerto Plata city.
The temperature is nice. The climate is cool now, so it feels really nice walking through the forest with the fresh air and simply the freshness of the jungle, which we really enjoy being in the nature. It's a nice walk in the cloud forest. Now we are on the way to the caves. Why are we wearing flip-flops for this hike? You'll get to know later in the day today. Now we are heading to the caves. Oh, Emil is prepping his hair. I don't think we can see much inside with the camera. Well, it looks quite dark.
is here. Occasionally we can see some birds.
Indra can trace the sounds of birds, and he can spot the birds. He's really good with the bird watching. We stopped once. We stopped once because he said that, wait here, can you hear it? And then I listened closely. It was the sound of a woodpecker, and then we saw the woodpecker doing.
And that's a small lake, or maybe a very small pond, but the surrounding is so beautiful. Yes. I don't know why there is a plastic here.
Here we conclude our cable car trip. We really enjoyed here. It costs about $10 per person for foreigners to go up the hill by the cable car, and it includes the return price as well. Now we will walk back to the highway and take another Goa to go to the next place. But if you are coming to Puerto Plata, one of the top things to do would be take a cable car and go up to this mountain, which is now
views of the forests and the Atlantic Ocean. We are looking for the Playa Dorada, but got a bit lost among the all-inclusive resorts. It seems like,
and the residential properties. It's like a gated community with roads where cars are speeding by, no proper footpath most of the places. So we asked at a few places, we asked the security guards of a couple of places, and finally seems like we are headed in the direction of Playa Dorada. But I think we are the only two people walking here.
It's just around 20-30 minutes away from Puerto Plata. If you can get past those resorts, now we are in a beach where we are practically alone. Like there is no one else, only the mountains behind the Isabel forest, the mountains. Finally.
Bueno.
Time for.
Bueno. Bueno. Me gusta.
Gracias.
Now it's time to leave for our next place in Puerto Plata. Muchas gracias, Rosalba. Disfrutamos mucho con usted.
Thank you for me. I'm very happy.
Thank you and have a good
Bye. Bye.